Hello, welcome back. It's AM 790 WNIS. Remember, listen live at WNIS.com. Click the Listen Live button, and you can listen anywhere you have internet connection. And download our WNIS app. You can share the app to your friends. They can listen in other states as well. It's absolutely free, and you get great reception. WNIS.com. And also, we're live here this hour, my friends, with Michael Brown, talking about creative real estate solutions with Michael Brown. We're live here this hour, taking calls and questions, and all about real estate. Michael, so glad to have you here for Ask the
always
Expert.
A pleasure, Damien. Like I said, happy Labor Day, and goodbye, Taurus. Please take the 10%, 10 degrees and the humidity with you, as you always do this beautiful time of year, September and October. I just love being in Hampton Roads this time of year. It's just beautiful time to be outside, and looking forward to this weekend. And if you're coming in late on the show, my company is United Funding. We specialize in creative real estate solutions. We help sellers with situations. That's our bread and butter. We're going to be expanding those services, but we're cash buyers. We'll buy your house if you need to sell it fast. But that's just one option. We do some other creative things. We take over payments sometime. But what we do best is we help you learn the pros and cons of all, and I stress all your options, not just, we can list it or rent it. There's other options. There's things investors do that you can do with a little guidance. And there's no fees. I don't charge any fees for my services. He can structure a deal with you that's a win-win. Shout out to my dad. He taught me years ago in business, make sure everybody's a winner in the deal. If your win says it's got a small W and yours got a big W, mine's got a small, as long as we both are happy with the transaction, I can help you in some creative ways. And every situation is different. You could be an unhappy landlord, finally got your tenants out, and your house is a little beat up. And I've done partnerships where I've just helped a friend of mine sell a house. He didn't have renovation money, and we partnered up. It wasn't a house he lived in. It was an investment property, so I was able to partner with him. It wasn't a loan. We just partnered up. Like I said, he didn't want to be an unhappy landlord. I can show buyers how to buy houses with credit issues. As the market shifts, there's going to be more opportunities for people who have a down payment but don't have credit. You can still buy it. Right now, it's a little tough, but 6 months from now, that door is going to open up again. We help new investors. If you want to coach, I have a program where you can join in and meet with me once a month through a club we have, and we meet and I kind of coach you. I'm not, no seminars, no big fees, just a little monthly fee, and you come out and you can check us out and join our club. And then one of the things I love to do, and I'm meeting with a lot more, I meet with accredited investors. Now, an accredited investor, and I'll just say this, I love 790 WNS because there's a lot of shows that talk to you about investing. Mostly traditional investing, the Wall Street investing. And it's good to have guidance because that's kind of, in my opinion, it's a riskier game. You're betting on racehorses. You don't know the jockeys. You don't know the owners. You just don't know. I remember, what was that company? Enron. Remember Enron? Yeah, they were like one of the top 2 or 3 companies in the world, and found out later they were cooking the books. You never know. That's not likely. I'm not trying to scare you because that's a traditional way to put your money and hope the yeast rises, so to speak. And it typically does, but it's all timing, and all the fund managers never beat the S&P 500. It was me. I would just buy the S&P, buy one of them low, and ride it for the long term. But in real estate, you could do the same thing. Prices go up. My parents sold their house for $450 in New Jersey and moved down here in May. Mom and Dad, happy Labor Day weekend. And I think they paid $45,000 for their house, by 50 years ago. So they didn't expect that, So it went up in value. When I buy real estate with my accredited partners, let me define accredited investor, because that's a term a lot of people don't know, because unfortunately most people are not accredited investors. I call it the 1, 2, 3 formula. 1, you're a millionaire, not counting the equity in your primary residence. So if you got $1 million stock portfolio and your house is paid for, and that's another $1 million, well, you're $1 million because of the stock portfolio. If you have any debt, that it balances out with your equity in your house. Number 2 qualification, you make a couple hundred a year. Your accountant will write a letter saying, yep, Damien's been making a couple hundred a year, top DJ in town, he's killing it. And you're still, your salary or whatever, you're still going to make. Or 3, you and your other half make $300,000 a year. And again, and your CPA will say, yeah, they've been making it. Looks like you're an accredited investor. My dad calls a sophisticated investor in the government's eyes. Well, what I do with my accredited partners, when the foreclosures start hitting the market, when the motivated sellers, as the market slows down, we have a lot more motivated sellers, people who just need to sell and they want to sell fast. And the banks are some of those people. They just got to clear the books, and we can buy enough properties to compete with all the hedge funds that are going to grab up these deals. They did it last time in 2008. The beauty of real estate investing, the way I do, is I buy at a discount. I'm not going to buy a $100,000 rental property for $100,000. No, I'm going to pick it up for $60,000 from the bank. I'm going to put 20, 15, 10, 15, 20, polish it up, make it safe and clean. And then I'm going to sell it for $125,000 with $5,000 down. I'm going to be the bank. And my partner and I, we share that instant equity. I give them the majority of the cash flow. They make really good rates of return. And their money is instantly covered by equity. Imagine, Damien, if you could go buy a stock for $60,000, it's worth $100,000, and you get a 10% dividend. Everybody would be buying that stock. Well, in real estate, you can do it if you have expertise. If you've got someone like me, 20 years, I know how to go, plus years, I know how to go find the deals. And the best part I like about the type of properties I buy, you can't build them for what they appraise for. It's impossible. They don't build small income producing houses. Everything, look at all the builders, they build these 2,000 to 3,000 square foot boxes because the dirt costs so much. If they don't build a big house, they'll never make a profit. So, fortunately in Hampton Roads, we've got some older neighborhoods. There's plenty of, I'll call it a working class neighborhood. I don't buy in the hood. I buy going toward the good, if you will. And I know where I like to buy. And I'm always seeking a few more investment partners. I've got people already lined up. But if you're somebody who may have some interest in diversifying, as they say, or de-worsifying, as I think Rich Dad Poor Dad says, I love cash flow. Think of it as a stock that you got at a discount that has basically instant cash flow. And, we do in-house financing. If the first buyer doesn't work out, we find another buyer. We do it all over again. It's the worst case scenario actually in some cases is the best case scenario. We get to reset the price. We get another down payment. And, a rental property that goes vacant, you might miss out on 2 or 3 or 4 payments while you're getting the tenant out. And then you got to put new carpet and new paint. And then you're making another payment and you finally rent it out again to go back to making $200 or $300. And then how many months does it take to recoup all the payments you missed and the carpet and paint and so forth? In my business model, if someone doesn't pay, I miss 2 or 3 payments. I can generally get them out very quickly. I can get them an incentive. And the next down payment more than makes up. We actually make more money typically over that little turmoil, actually put more profit in our pocket. So it's like night and day. But I have a little, presentation that I do to accredited investors. But I would say start off, anybody who may have an interest to kind of know my philosophy a little bit more, you can download my free book, There's Never Been a King Without Land. Anybody, if you're interested in investing at all, if you're a landlord now, download my free book, There's Never Been a King Without Land. And that's true because everybody who makes big bucks, I'm looking at all this real estate out here, this beautiful view, Damien Scott from the studio, I'm looking at real estate, building. I'm in a beautiful piece of real estate. But residential, anybody can get started. There's always a need for somebody who needs to rent a house or wants to do a rent to own or who can't get the bank loan. Well, we fill that need. We fill that niche. So I'll go to the website, unitedfundingcorp.com, and download the ebook. It's basically a 10-page college paper. I'm very short and to the point. I don't use big words, but you get to know me and my food for my thought. And I brushed a lot of broad strokes on comparing the different types of investing, flipping houses, being a landlord versus doing what I call this whole thing a slow flip. And a buddy of mine's taking that name and run with it, but it's slow flip. It's like every house I have is for sale, but I don't mind being the bank for a while. Think of the car dealers that do buy here, pay here. Very profitable business. They charge a little more interest. I have to charge a little bit more interest because I've got to make sure my monthly payment is in alignment with what I would get for rent. And then there's an incentive for the buyer to want to go refinance. They don't have the credit to get a bank loan. They got to pay rent somewhere. At least the level of payment they're making is buying them something. So again, it's a win-win. My partner wins. The tenant buyer wins because they're actually they put money down on something. They got equity. They can live in it. They can sell a property and pay me off. So I try to create these win-win scenarios. So again, we're live here. If you got any kind of question real estate related, I haven't done a couple. I missed a couple live shows because I have a busy summer schedule. I'm excited about being back on the air. We're live the first Saturday of every month from 10 to 11, and then we do a repeat of the show on the third Saturday. But I'm live right now, 627-7979, 627-7979, or you can call me off the air. I won't get back to you till Tuesday because I got family in town at 438-3838. But if you call, you'll get my service. They'll take a message. I'll give you a call Tuesday or even let them know, hey, call me Tuesday afternoon, Tuesday morning, Wednesday. Just let me know what's the best time to get back to you. But at 438-3838. And again, get more information at unitedfundingcorp.com. Download the free book. I'm happy to help people. And my service is free. I don't know why I didn't say that. You get a free consultation. I don't want to charge you. I learned that the more people I help, the more referrals somebody's going to send me. Or just, I get referrals, Damien, like, yeah, hey, John told me to give you a call. I'm like, oh, how's John doing? I may not remember John. Maybe I talked to John a year ago, and I'm happy to help anybody because somebody helped me get to where I'm at. We're all neighbors. We're all, what's the good book said? Love thy neighbor. I'm going to get political for about 20 seconds here. In this country, we used to be red, white, and blue. Now it's red and blue. Wait, what? Let's get back to red, white, and blue. We need a few more moderates. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Let's not fight, guys.
Well,
we're on the same team.
I've repeated it. You said it a couple months ago, and it's like, I don't think most people realize that we're all on the same team. We're all wearing the same team colors. They're red, white, and blue. Exactly.
We cheer the Olympic team on. I mean, we're going to have differences of opinion. That's okay. That's what makes the world go around. Some people like chocolate ice cream. Some people like vanilla. Some people.
It's what makes red, white, and blue and not solid red.
Exactly. So, let's be a team. I'll just say this. It's not about left and right. It's about rich and poor. I'll let that marinate, because I don't care who's in office. The backdoor deals, and I shouldn't even say this. The deals seem to, how did all the rich people get richer during COVID? That's all I'm going to say, people. Read between the lines. Don't listen to the noise, just. It's hard to read that ticker tape at the bottom while you're listening to the other bad news. It's all bad news. My dad always says, well, the economy's getting better. I said, Dad, I have to focus on my personal economy and the people that I can touch in my path. The more people I help, the more money I can make for my family. So please let me help you out. If nothing else, what I do, and you might help a colleague at work. Hey, I heard this guy on the radio. Or, hey, he helped me with a problem. He just gave me some food for thought. And if nothing else, I'll confirm that your intelligent decision that you're trying to make, you got a free consultation, some insight for somebody with 20 plus years. I've owned a mortgage company, real estate brokers. I've seen the good, the bad, and the ugly. I've been beat down by the economy. So, I'm taking black eyes. In 2008, it caught me off guard. I had banks pull lines of credit on me. I want to name the banks. My daughter still calls them the mean bank when we pass it on the way to her school. But what hasn't killed me has made me stronger, has made me wiser. And I love to share with anybody. I don't care what level of it. I don't care if it's your brother, sister's cousin in Idaho. I'll talk to them. Just give them free food for thought. I enjoy it, and I think we've got a caller.
Yeah,
how about that?
I believe we got a call coming in. But hey, more open phone lines.
What's it say? What's this?
You'll read it. 438-3838 is Michael Brown's number to call him off the air. That's 438-3838. Call Michael Brown and his Creative Real Estate Solutions team, and we're live here for about the next 12 minutes. 627-7979. If you have a question, we'd love to hear from you. Right now we have Will in Williamsburg. Mr. Bills, glad to have you aboard. How are you this evening, today?
Hey, I'm doing all right. How you doing, Damien?
I'm here, my friend. I'm doing well with Michael
Bill,
Brown.
how you doing, man?
Michael, how are you?
Happy Labor Day. I'm doing great, man. Looking forward to the beautiful weekend.
Hey, you're a great communicator. I'll say that, and I
Thank you.
Enjoy your enthusiasm on there. And Damien's a great interviewer.
Oh, he's a great guy.
He really is. He's amazing. And I'm not allowed to speak about my cat Skippy, so I'm not going to talk about him. But he's a little.
I was reading the screen like cat. All right. Well, I love cats. I'm allergic to cats. Let me say something funny. My daughter rides horses. I'm allergic to horses and cats. And what's in a barn? Horses and cats. So I literally have a mask that says I have horse allergies because I don't want people to think I'm COVID crazy wearing a mask at horse shows and stuff like that. But let's answer your question, sir. Sorry about that. How can I help you?
That's okay. Well, I always want to say, he always wants me to say cat lives matter, especially the ninth life. I always like to say that.
Exactly. We're all in our ninth life, right? We're above the grass. That's a good thing.
Yeah, that's right. Everybody's life's better. Hey, I want to say to you, okay, so the house is obviously interest rates are going up, and I'm kind of like interested in keeping the house, but is the house going to become worthless eventually because of the people won't want to buy because of the interest rate, and
all right, so
the equity will go way down. I'm not sure I understand.
So let me try to repeat what you said. So the house you have, is this a house you live in, or is this an income property?
No, it's a house I live in.
Okay. So the perspective. So all right. So the audience, Bill's got a house he lives in. He's up in beautiful Williamsburg, and the question he's asking, with interest rates going up, what's going to happen? Well, if they keep going up to where they're going, we're already seeing the market slowing down, meaning there's less buyers. I didn't say no buyers. There's less buyers. So if you wanted to sell your house, what you've got to do is got to be more competitive. You've got to make sure you have the HGTV ready house, because think about this, Bill. If you're a buyer, you're a young couple buying a house, right, and you've got a family, and maybe it's your first house or maybe it's your next house, and you want to buy, they've made homes fashionable. You want to buy a house with the latest dress. For the last several years, it's been white kitchen cabinets with light gray laminate and gray walls and so forth. But so when there's a lot of demand like we've had, I've seen every house selling. It didn't really matter as long as it passed the home inspection. I've sold homes with no inspections. People are like, I'll take it because there's 10 other people and they were desperate for the house, right? So I believe certainly we're already having a slowdown. I think it's very, very possible that the values will dip like they did in 2008, and there's nothing we can do about that. But what you have to look at is, were you planning to move soon? If you're thinking about selling your house and going to Florida, I'd put it on the market today. Try to get out now. And then if you go to Florida, rent for a year or two and see how low the market goes before you buy again. So it's just kind of like, what's that, the poker game, Texas Hold'em poker. You got cards in your hand. That's your life situation. We're waiting for the next card to drop. What's the next event? The Fed's coming out with a Fed coin. There's some Fed Now. The government's making big moves behind the scenes. But we can't control if they print money. We can't control if the government stops foreclosures for a while. And they've made some really bold things they've done. Yeah. That's what the loan forbearance program for 2 years. If you had a government-backed loan and all you just say, I can't pay, and then up to 2 years, people didn't make mortgage payments, and then their values in their homes went up so much that they were able to sell a house and not lose the house. And I'm glad the government helped people, but guess who's paying for that? Everyone else who was able to pay for their houses. Now we have inflation, but we can't go backwards. The rearview mirror is small for a reason. The side mirrors are small for a reason. We got to look out the windshield of life, Bill. The clock's still ticking. We're on our 9th life. We've got to make the best moves financially. Money's not the most important thing, but it's nice to have your money under control. So if you have a need you have to look at your situation. Hey, do I need some cash? Should I refinance and pull some cash out of my house now? Maybe you want to take some equity out that you may have and invest it in something else. Maybe you just want to take it out and have it ready for an opportunity. Equity doesn't, but you got to service the debt on that equity. So you got to, everybody's situation is very fluid and dynamic, and you kind of have to look at the world around you and just kind of read between the lines and don't listen to all the noise and say, well, okay, values are most likely going to go down. Rates are going to go up. So that's going to affect the demand side, because every time rates go up, less people can buy. And if there's more inventory, then values may come down. If nothing else, they're going to level off. I think they're going to adjust down, and then we're going to start seeing more foreclosures. The government can't just keep fluffing this thing up. They keep trying, but, ice cream cones don't cost a nickel anymore. It's called inflation. When I was a kid, gas was 50 cents a gallon. It goes up and down and up and down. So it just depends. I'll be happy to talk to you off air and get deeper into your situation. But to answer your question, rates going up, values are going to level off and more than likely go down. And I don't think I'm going to be wrong about that.
Can I say one thing?
Absolutely.
Are you still there?
Yes, sir.
Okay, red, white, and blue. Going back to red, white, and blue.
Yes, sir.
I don't think we're ever going to do that, because this is a spiritual thing. These are two sides, spiritually different. Morals are different. And two sides that are not going to go back together like that. So if that impacts your giving people advice.
No. Let me say this. I'm a believer, and we're supposed to love thy enemy, love thy neighbor at the end of the day. So even if somebody has a difference of opinion, I try to understand their opinion and share my opinion and hopefully maturely let each other marinate in each other's thoughts. When it comes to the moral things, I tell sometimes, hey, that's between you and God. I have my beliefs, but I'm not going to judge that person. I'm going to know who they are and, know, hey, should I become good friends with them or not? But people have to make their own decisions, but those decisions, that's between them and God. And I'll say this, there's believers on both sides of the fence. If you look at it, it's confusing to me. And I'd love to talk to you off air about that. But I just say we're red, white, and blue. Everybody still wants to come to this country because it's the land of opportunity. It just breaks my heart to see us all the turmoil. But if you know how the story ends, then it gets ugly before it gets better, right, Bill? We already know that.
Well, stay peaceful, but keep your morals.
Absolutely, absolutely. God bless you.
Yeah. Thank you, Bill.
God bless you.
Thank you.
See you, Damien. Bye.
Have a great weekend.
Have a good one.
2.5 minutes left.
Well, again, for anybody who's coming on the tail end, thanks, Bill, for your call. I enjoyed talking to you, and it was a great question because it was a nice broad base, and it kind of circled us back to, hey, the markets are shifting. I told you guys, sell. I've been saying it. If you want to sell fast. Find someone who will give you a discount on your listing fees because you don't have to pay 6%. If that's always negotiable. I always sell, I sell for a discount. I'm creating a new mortgage brokerage. Hopefully next show we'll be able to make that announcement, give you the website where you can sell and pay less, sell and save, and you'll be able to not pay 6%. That's just one option. But what I specialize is in helping people know the pros and cons of all their seller options. I help buyers with credit issues. I help landlords that are unhappy that maybe want to get out of being a landlord. My company, we buy houses for cash. We also have some creative solutions. We can give you a full price offer. To learn more about me and what I do in my company, and we've been doing this for over 20 years. I love to give free advice out, food for thought, spread the word on some of these less traditional services that we offer. Go to our website at unitedfundingcorp.com. That's unitedfundingcorp.com. Feel free to download a copy of my free ebook, There's Never Been a King Without Land. If you have any interest in investing, I highly recommend real estate investing. The title of the book says it all. There's been plenty of kings without the stock market, and my direct number, 438-3838, 438-3838. You'll get my service this weekend, and I'll get back to you on Tuesday, Wednesday, and next week. Hampton Roads, I love you. I want to shout out to our military family. I think we're going to start seeing those folks moving around a lot more than, the nasty flu's going away, so to speak. And, stay healthy, get wealthy, and love thy neighbor. I'm going to add that one on there from now on with all the turmoil in this world.
Yeah, no, we appreciate it very much. Good show, Mr. Michael Brown. And for everybody listening, get that free consultation and talk to Michael Brown and discuss your personal situation when it comes to real estate. Call 438-3838. That's 438-3838, or online at unitedfundingcorp.com and get a free copy of his book, There's Never Been a King Without Land. But we're out of time for this hour. Thank you so much, Michael.
Dave, man, I look forward to it. And this show, we rebroadcast on the third Saturday every month.
You got it. So join us here next time. It's AM 790 WNIS.